welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lisa, also known as Nurse Lee. Yes, I am switching it up a little bit in my intro and letting you guys know my actual name and also what I go by. So, hey you guys, it's your girl Lisa, also known as Nurse Lee. And welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell below so that you're notified each and every time I post a new video. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. Happy New Year, you all. Welcome back to some more content. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys pros and cons of my first travel nursing assignment. If you've been following my channel, you know that I picked up my first travel nursing assignment in Houston, Texas, and I completed it. I completed it back in the first week of November, I would say. Or was it the last week of October? One of those. Last week of October, beginning of November is when I completed my first travel nursing assignment in Houston, Texas. It was a 4-week assignment, and I'm here to share with you guys what I liked about it and what I didn't really like about it. So if you're interested in knowing more about the pros and cons I have to share with you all, then please stay tuned. So a little bit of a background, if you're new to my channel, of course. I graduated nursing school back in 2019. And started working on a med-surg medicine acute unit and got my experience from that medical acute unit for 2 years now. Been a nurse for 2 years. As soon as the pandemic hit, I saw those pay rates for travel nurses skyrocket. So I was like, okay, I've been a travel nurse for 2 years. That's the bare minimum they're looking for anyway. I even think it's 1 year that you need now to become a travel nurse. But anyway, I got my 2 years, which made me feel more comfortable because I gained more skills and confidence in myself and started looking into agencies and started applying. Recruiters started hitting me up, and that's how I landed on my first travel nursing assignment in Houston, Texas. So I started with a 4-week contract because it was my first contract, and I didn't know what to expect, and I was kind of nervous and kind of afraid getting into it because I'm just like, what if I didn't like the hospital? What if the people are mean? Like, all these negative thoughts started coming into my head. So my recruiter was like, why don't you start with a shorter assignment, see if you like it, get your feet wet, and even if you don't like it, just think of it like, I got 3 more weeks, I got 2 more weeks, like, it'll be over before you know it. And I was like, okay, that's not such a bad idea. So that's why I jumped into it. Also, I picked Houston, Texas because I had my sister living there, so I was like, okay, I know somebody in Houston, so that made me feel a little bit more comfortable as well. So that assignment is complete successfully, and I'm actually glad that I took on that opportunity, and I'm in the process of looking for my next assignment now. So let's talk about the pros and cons I have for you guys, because everything wasn't peachy at that hospital. There was some ups and downs that I went through at the hospital, and just started my first travel assignment in general. So I do have the pros and cons listed down on my iPad just so that I'm not rambling on. I just want to get straight to the point with you all. So the first pro I would say is just me being in Houston, Texas. Like, I wanted to be down south, enjoy some of that warm weather they had going on there. It's just, I don't know. I guess, like I said, because my sister was there is why I just wanted to jump over there so quickly. But also experiencing new things, new restaurants, because the food down south, y'all, chef's kiss. It was really good. A lot of the restaurants I went to, their food was very good, which I had to control myself because I wasn't coming back to Maryland gaining all this weight. Even though I did gain a little bit, but we're not gonna go there. And then like the attractions they have there, the museums, the parks, you know, some of the things that my sister was able to show me around to was quite, you know, an adventure as well. So I enjoyed all of that. Just being in a new environment, being in a new place with nice weather, it was a vibe. So that's the first pro that I would say for my travel assignment. Then the second pro I want to talk to you guys about is working night shifts. I loved doing night shifts. at my travel assignment, just because I knew that I would be able to pace myself a little more. I knew that I'd be able to pace myself. I knew that everybody wouldn't be on my back. I wouldn't have to be working in a fast-paced environment, because morning shift can get really busy. All the managers, supervisors, everybody's in the building, and you just have to be on your tippy toes. So me going into a new environment, I'm like, I'm not ready for all that pressure. So let me just ease into it with my night shifts. So that's the pro that I enjoyed, is working my night shifts. And I was able to learn the charting system they had there, the new charting system that I wasn't used to, had no experience in. I needed that night shift to learn it at a slower pace, because it was a lot to learn, in my opinion, and what I had to go through with it. So that's another pro, is working night shift, although I did sign the contract to do night shifts. So that was just my personal preference. My iPad keeps locking on me. Another pro would be the staff members I work with. Like I said, they were very helpful. Going into this travel assignment, I was nervous. I was like, everybody's not nice. Everybody is just not nice. And I don't want to be in an environment with rude, stuck up, mean people. I don't learn or function well in that kind of environment. So I was just praying to God, like, please don't place me in that type of environment. Place me in an environment where I will be able to learn, where people are willing to help me. If there's something I'm lacking knowledge in, they're willing to teach me. So I was very grateful for that. I was in an environment where the staff members were just like, every time I asked a question, they're like, sure, let me show you. Sure, let me help you. This is how it's done on the unit, without any, with a positive attitude, positive vibes. So I was like, okay, this is really good. Like, they're making me feel more comfortable. They're making me want to be in this environment. So I did appreciate these staff members being very helpful, working as a team, and being nice to me. So that's also a pro. Another thing they had on the units that was very helpful was our techs. Having techs on the unit is very helpful. I don't care what anybody says. Us nurses, we cannot handle everything on our own. We can only juggle so much, So having techs every night I worked was a blessing. Like, it was so great, because I worked in environments where there was no tech, and I had to juggle everything, and it was overwhelming, tiresome. Like, it was just a lot to deal with. So I really appreciated the unit having techs work with us nurses each night. Even if it was one tech, you guys, I was so grateful to even just have one tech, because it still took the load off my shoulder. Like, it still lessened my workload a little bit, because not every time we were lucky to have 2 or 3 techs on the unit. So when I had that one tech, I was so grateful to have them help me with vital signs and baths and just the, any little needs here and there that the patient may need help with. So techs on the unit, they definitely did that. They had it there, and I was appreciative, and that's a pro. Of course, another pro, I'm sure you guys are waiting for this, is the pay. The pay is great. Like I said, since the pandemic hit, these rates have just been out of this world. Like, these rates that they're paying us travel nurses, I mean, we honestly deserve it. We're out there, risking our lives to save lives, and we deserve the higher pay, in my opinion. Like, we deserve to be paid 3 to 4 times more than what we're paid as a staff nurse, and that's exactly what I'm getting paid. 3 to 4 times more of my staff nursing pay, which, is also, I'm going to be real, it's also a reason why I was like, I can no longer do staff nursing. Like, I need to hop on a bandwagon, stop being scared, and be a travel nurse for some time, and get paid what I'm worth, get paid for the hard work I do. It's not easy at all. If you're a nurse, it's not easy. So I think every penny that we get paid as travel nurses is so worth it. It is just so worth it. And I'm happy that I hopped on this bandwagon, like I said, to enjoy being paid weekly. Yes, we get paid weekly. We get paid weekly, and it's going to be hard to go back. It's going to be hard to go back to staff nursing if I ever make that decision, because getting paid weekly is clutch. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, that's a pro. And the last good thing I want to talk about with this travel assignment I just completed is that I learned a new charting system, you guys. If you watch my previous nursing videos, you'll see that I didn't like the charting system at all. Like, I just didn't want that headache of learning a whole new charting system. But as time went on and I was learning more and more how to navigate it, I'm like, I actually appreciate learning something new, because you never know, like, I may pick up another assignment and they have that same charting system. So it's not good to just be stuck on one charting system. It's actually good to know how to navigate multiple charting systems. So that turned from a con to a pro, because I was definitely going to put that on the cons list. So yes, learning a new charting system. I had to learn Meditech, if you guys are familiar with that charting system. At first, nah, it wasn't resonating with me. It just wasn't working out. I really despised it. I didn't like it at all. But like I said, as time went on, I was like, okay, Lisa, this is what it is. Just learn something new, try to get used to it. And everybody on the unit was telling me, girl, as you keep going, you're going to get used to it. Like, it's not going to be that bad. Just give it a chance. And I said, at this point, I don't have any choice but to give it a chance, because I have to document. So I was open-minded about it, learned a new training system, and I'm actually happy and grateful that I got that opportunity to learn how to navigate Meditech. So like I said, if I pick up any other travel assignments, I won't be so against, oh, are they using Meditech? I don't want to do it, because I already have the experience, so it's not that big of a deal anymore. So those are the pros, you guys. Let's move into the cons, because I do have some. Not too many, but I have some cons. All right, so the first con is being away from home. I'm so used to, like, being in Maryland, being home, being around family, being around friends. So it was not easy for me to move. Just get up and go. It was not easy because I was comfortable where I was at. So it took a lot for me to pack my stuff up and get on that flight to Houston. I wasn't too happy about it. I was sad leaving my family, friends, boyfriend, all of that. But I did it. So I did it. In the beginning, it was rough, but like as time went on, I was getting used to it, and I did come back home a couple times in that 4-week period. So yeah, it's not easy leaving, your loved ones to go to another state, country, or whatever the case may be. So that I had to put that on my cons list. Another con is the onboarding process that I had to go through in order to fulfill my first travel assignment was a lot. Like, I had to do all these modules, and then complete all these like documents just for the, like I said, for the onboarding process, which it was just annoying. So, but at the end of the day, my recruiter was like, get all the modules done, get all your documents in, and it'll be a little more easier your next assignment that comes around, like, because you've already handed in your documents. So I was like, all right, let me just not complain, let me get it done and not have to worry about it for some time. So the modules are tedious because it's just a lot to get through. It's a lot of them to do. So I did not enjoy doing all those modules. And I believe each assignment that you start, you get a whole new set of modules to do. So it is what it is. I got it done. You get it done eventually. You just have to dedicate a couple hours out of your day to get it done. So well. Another con I had to deal with that I didn't like was drawing my own labs. I was so used to phlebotomy coming on the unit, as when I was working at my staff job, my staff nursing job. I was so used to phlebotomy coming on the unit to draw labs. Like, I didn't even have to worry about labs. So then I go to my travel assignment and they're like, no, phlebotomy doesn't come on the unit. You guys have to draw your own labs. And I said, oh my goodness. I was like, I was never good at drawing labs because I never really had the experience to do it so often. So I was nervous. I'm like, dang, I gotta stick every patient I have that has labs. Like, what if I can't find the vein? You know, like, I don't want to stick them multiple times. So it was nerve-wracking for me in the beginning. In the beginning, you guys. Now, you know your girl got used to it as time went on. As time went on, I was so excited. I'm like, who has labs? 3 out of 4 patients have labs? 4 out of 5 patients? Or all my patients have labs? Bet, let's do it. Because the more I did it, the more I got used to it, the more, you know, I was eager to do it because I was actually drawing the labs and being successful at it. So practice makes perfect, you guys. And no, I did not become perfect, but like I said, I was drawing a lot of the labs like it was nothing. Like I was like, okay, collected. Like it was done. I didn't really have to ask for much help. Now there were those patients that were difficult sticks that I had to go get the more experienced nurses to help me out. But that was a few occasions. Like for the most part, got used to it. I had it down pat. So in the beginning was a con because I wasn't familiar with how to draw labs on all my patients. And then it moved to a pro. And the last con we will talk about is the doctors. The doctors at that hospital they weren't the best. Like they were more so rude. But I didn't let that get under my skin. I was like, you know what, Lisa, you're here to do your job. And whether they like you calling them at any times of the night, at any hour of the night, it is what it is. Like you need your answers. So the doctors were not the nicest when you woke them out their sleep to ask them a question. And especially when the on-call doctors, residents didn't really know what to do or how to solve the problem. It's like, okay, now I have to call the attending. Sorry, you have to wake up. But they were rude. Like I said, that didn't let that get under my skin. I kept moving forward. Like, okay, I got a job to do, and patients first. You know what I'm saying? Got to take care of my patients first. So the doctors weren't so nice. Like at my staff job, the residents, the doctors, the best. Loved them. Loved working with them. The nicest. It didn't matter what it was. So that's all the pros and cons I had for you guys regarding my first travel nursing assignment. Overall, it was a great experience. As you guys can see, I'm on the hunt for my next one. Can't wait to start it. And I will definitely keep you guys posted on my journey through my travel nursing assignments. Just stay tuned for that content to keep popping up. If you have any questions or comments, anything you want to ask me, don't forget to drop it down below. I will answer your questions. Don't forget to hit that like button for more content, you all, because I am bringing content. Like, I am going to be bringing you guys content. Well, it's my goal to bring you guys content each week. Like, I'm bringing you guys content weekly. So do not miss out on the content. Turn on your post notifications, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for the weekly content I'll be bringing you guys. So yeah, you all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.